Do you ever watch like a Red Bull film and then you see a clip and you're like, oh my God, how did that camera keep that person in focus the whole time? Like the autofocus must be ridiculous on that camera. Shut up and take all my money. Well, I'm gonna tell you to keep your money because it's a good chance they probably didn't use autofocus and they were shooting that clip with manual focus.
Ooh, I'm sorry, baby, I don't mean to be rude. I'm just a little different from all the crew. Okay, they riding waves, me, I'm up on a cruise. Yeah. You feel like me, then you got nothing to prove. I see him trying to do what I do. Yeah. Even Mick Jagger couldn't move like a move. Yeah. You think you're high, look, I'm up on the.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you've all been well. It's currently really, really wet here in Sydney. It's great weather to be a duck, but I'm not a duck. But the weather has also given me the opportunity to actually make some YouTube content because I've been slacking. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. On today's video, I want to teach you guys the art of manual focus pulling and why it's so important and powerful. I'll be using a variety of new clips, old clips to demonstrate what I am talking about, seeing as I can't really go outside and shoot because it's raining. I'll also be encouraging you guys to take a step out of the comfort zone of autofocus and start filming manually, especially for action sports. Now, I know all the new cameras from 2020, 2021 have like ridiculous autofocus tracking systems. I don't have any of that. So yeah, I'm currently still rocking the Sony a7 III, which does have some pretty decent autofocus, but I still think that learning how to use your camera with manual focus, learning how to manually focus pull, is a very, very important skill to learn, especially seeing as it is a career for most people in the cinema world, like, you know, making movies and stuff. Focus pullers, it's a job. It's their whole job, just to pull focus. Now, when it comes to filming subjects that are moving at an extremely fast pace, there's a pretty good chance your autofocus system in your camera might not be up to the challenge, and this is where manual focus sort of steps in. The beauty of shooting manually and pulling focus is that you can control where your focus is. When you're out shooting, you obviously understand what your subject's going to come in and out of the frame. Taking control of your focus can allow you to get extremely creative with the amount of depth that you have in an image and not have to worry about ever locking onto anything you don't want in focus. Now, shooting manual and focus pulling definitely is not easy. So here are some helpful tips to make the learning process a little bit easier. Lots of practice. I mean, lots of practice. Like anything you want to get good at, it's going to take time and it's going to take a lot of effort. So plenty of practice, like I mentioned, is going to be key to being the best at manually focused pulling. Getting to know your lens inside and out. Every lens has a different friction for when you are pulling focus, understanding your depth of your lens, and really, like I mentioned, just putting a lot of practice and a lot of time in on your camera is going to be the most beneficial for you pulling focus. When you're out on the field and you are with your subject, or whatever that is, communication is going to be key. When you both have an understanding of where the person is going to enter, where they're going to exit the frame, it's just going to make it a lot easier for you to get the clip. Just being really transparent with the person that, hey, this might take a couple turns because I'm trying to do this thing. And when you explain it to them, they're gonna be like, wow, that's really freaking hard. You'll be like, yeah, man, it is really freaking hard. That's why it's going to take a couple turns. So practice and yeah, communication. Now, another helpful tip is going to be using markers. And I don't mean going and putting a flag where you want to start the focus and a flag where you want to end the focus. But if your rider is going to be entering, or your subject's going to be entering, say, near a tree that's over there, maybe pick up that tree for your focus. So when the subject comes into the frame, you can then gracefully pull the focus until it ends. So look for markers. Shooting at a higher aperture is going to give you a larger range of focus, and this is going to be key in keeping your subject in focus, especially if they are coming towards you, panning across, or there's lots of movement in the actual shot. Turning on focus peaking inside your camera and making sure that the color stands out from whatever scenario or environment you're shooting in. So focus peaking is pretty much going to allow the camera to show you what is in focus. I usually use a color like red because I'm usually shooting in green environments. My last little tip is going to be using an external monitor. So using an external monitor is just going to give you a greater field of view of what you're actually shooting and make it a bit easier when it comes to pulling, you know, your focus and doing stuff like that. Actually, another quick little tip here at the end is that you really need to understand the sensitivity of your focus ring and you probably don't need to move it as much as you think. That's one thing that I'm still learning in all my shooting, is that you don't need to pull it as fast as, say, the person is coming at you. But yeah, so they're gonna be my tips. I just wanna quickly say before I end this video that I don't have a hate for autofocus. They both have their place in the world, both autofocus and manual focus shooting. Like right now, I'm in autofocus because I'm not moving, but I've just found as I've progressed in my filmmaking career that when you're on an important shoot, it's probably better to trust your abilities over the camera's ability, especially in the action sport world. There's been too many times that I've lost a good clip because autofocus wasn't there. But in saying that, there's been a lot of times where I've missed a clip on my own, I guess my own human error. But I would much rather be in the position where I know that I'm at fault, which means that I have room to grow and get better, versus just me yelling at my camera because the autofocus wasn't good enough. I guess I'm gonna finish that video up here, guys. Sorry it's a bit weird. Feels like I've had to dust the cobwebs off a little bit, seeing as I haven't really made a video in a couple weeks, I guess. I do plan to obviously get back on this whole YouTube grind pretty seriously, moving on from, I guess, this Saturday coming up. For those who obviously follow the channel and watch my videos, I haven't really been riding that much either. Sort of just been carrying a couple little injuries, especially in my knees. But for those, I guess, who know me personally, I obviously do play cricket, and we are into the grand final this weekend. And so my whole priority has been making sure that my body is in its best performing capability, or best capability to perform. Oh my God. So I've just been taking it real chill and yeah, just preparing for that. So, but fingers crossed we get the W in the grand final, and then from there on in, my Saturdays will then be back to riding bikes and capturing dope stuff for you guys here on YouTube. And yeah, so if you actually managed to make it this far, I do appreciate you. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, maybe like the channel and maybe subscribe to this video. And you can follow me here on Instagram. You can also follow me there on TikTok as well, actually. I've been sort of enjoying that space a little bit as of late. But yeah, with that all said and done, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you're staying fit, healthy and wealthy. Yeah, wealthy. Get that Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? That cryptocurrency. Oh God, that's enough from me. Enjoy, guys. Peace.